This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening, folks. This is a special meeting for the Board of Selectmen. Time being 5 o'clock. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance, I guess. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Kim is here to discuss the deeding. We're in public, so remind us.
All right. Thank you.
You use those glass pipes.
I've got a bunch of them on my desk.
Thanks, Kim.
Isn't doing me a bit now.
I keep in my pocket usually.
All right. We are down to 3 properties. I've been making copies all day and I've probably missed stuff. I did the copy of the card. Catherine wanted a history of payments, which is the second page for each person.
No.
There should be a tax card and then a payment history
Tax card.
and payment history. Did I mix that up, Pat?
Tax card and then a payment, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
got
So-
it. I got it.
Okay. Looking at number 1, I'm sure there's no surprise that there really isn't.
No, I make motion to take that. Number 1.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Move on number 2.
Okay, number 2, I believe there has been some payments. You can see on the 2021 up at the top, payments by a couple by residents of the place. And I have not given up on somebody from this one coming in tomorrow morning before noon, but I can't say for sure. The person asked 2 months ago about when's the date, when's the time, and then I left her a voicemail today. Usually that's the one that's motivated in this. But, I guess you decide and then I can let you know if they come in and pay. Is that how it works?
Do you have letters to sign?
I do. I have letters to sign.
Okay.
Now, Cindy used to, when somebody came in to make a payment,
Yes.
she would apply it to the interest and penalty.
We apply it to the oldest one first.
Yeah, but she would pay off the interest and penalty instead of, like,
The principal.
yeah, you're looking at, what's owed for 2021. She would pay off all the interest and penalty, and then whatever's left should apply to principal. But
Okay.
then, the principal continues to accumulate interest.
Mhm.
And by doing it that way, you're not really reducing the principal and the interest and penalty. So I was curious if we're doing it still that way.
So that's the only way I know. I don't know how to separate it with interest and penalty. I will be glad to find out in the morning.
Oh, I'm
because
glad
that's
you're not
something-
doing it that way.
Okay.
I just thought that was the most unfair thing I ever heard of.
Okay.
So I'm glad you're doing it differently. Thank you.
Yeah, we're just oldest first in that we always
Good.
emphasize that. That's what
And
has to take place.
that's what the residents expect.
Right, right.
This one is not, they're not paying their taxes, but they've got, looks like they made one payment.
Which one are you
No,
looking at? The number 2?
This is number
number
2.
2.
Okay, in July of 23, the daughter came and paid. And then 5/10/2024, I'm going to tell you right now, that is the daughter again. That was not recorded properly because I was the one that took that payment. And we discussed at that time, because she's the one that usually shows up just before noon.
Hmm.
But that's it. It's not her property, it's her mother's. So it's,
Can you tell me where the year is on this? The tax card here. Usually it says it right in the notes, but
you're built, which, are we in number 2, Pat?
yes.
You're built 1970?
Okay,
Is
thanks.
that what you need?
Yep.
Okay.
Make a motion, we take it.
Jessamine, second.
Motion's been made and seconded.
I do have
Go
one
ahead.
question just before we vote. They've had every opportunity to respond to our notifications,
Mhm.
and yet they have not.
Right.
Okay, that's all the information I need.
All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Okay, number 3.
And number 3, I believe, number 2 wasn't, I believe this person was on the list last year as well. Let's see, the last payments were in 2022, if you look under 2021L. And that's it.
Wait a minute. The last payments was 2022 and should have been,
They started paying off on the 2021 in 2022. You can see there is a payment of $427.22. 2 different ones, $427.2022. And that's it. That's the most recent one on number 3.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
And so am I right by saying 8620, 8677 or is it?
8677 is what's due before noon tomorrow to keep us from deeding the property. That's the dollar amount due, yes.
So they played catch up, but there's nothing,
But there's nothing.
they haven't been paying their taxes.
Nope.
For me, it's all about failure to respond.
Mhm.
Board of Selectmen has one method of enforcement, ultimately to get taxes
Mhm.
by law.
Right.
And, based on that, I'll make a motion to take this property.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Discussion. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we have papers to
I
sign.
have papers.
You know, we go above and beyond what we're required to notify these people.
Oh, yeah, nobody wants to be a landlord.
It's been everything I know in past years. I think even.
I
some of
am,
these
and I
you've
don't
gone
wanna
up and
be.
Knocked at their door.
Right.
That's right.
All right, what I've prepared is, I have not pulled the trigger yet, but this is the preliminary letter that says you folks would like to do this tomorrow at noon if these folks don't show up.
I hope they show up.
Hey, maybe they're all gonna come in, it's gonna be fine.
Yeah, I hope so. Well, I think one of them won't, but 2 of them, I think.
Well, that
Good chance.
first one, probably not. but
Probably not.
The other 2, probably.
They came up last year when we were upstairs and they were coming up. One made it up, I think it was number 3, 10 to 12. I mean,
Craziness.
It's gotta be
it is.
so much stress to somebody
Uh,
for
I
$86.
can't imagine.
I don't get it.
$86.
Yeah, that's just. And in today's world,
And all they have to do is come in and we'll plan to make a deal. You can't pay it today. How about next week? I mean, let's work something out.
Mhm. Yes, we always say you're welcome to make payments anytime.
That's right. And if
Please
you've
call
in
me.
good faith been making payments, I'm,
Mhm.
I lean towards leniency.
Or come in and speak with us.
Right.
Yeah.
Some of these would be $5 or $10 a week and then be all set for July and all set, I mean,
Right.
it's not.
Well, then we'd be sitting here for the next set of taxes on
Right.
her. You gotta pay your taxes. There's just no.
Right.
Either that or don't own property.
I hope I haven't irreparably damaged this. I started signing on Catherine's line.
You'll be fine.
Uh,
I think we'll be good on
I
that.
think she could probably even work it into
Make
her
it look like a
signature.
K. Yeah.
Could you throw me down a pen? This one is all dried up. Oh, thank you, my dear.
You want these back?
Sure. Unless you want them for your records. I just wanted to bring
If I
information.
kept every piece of paper, I'd be Catherine,
I
first of all, but secondly,
Made a very fancy K for me.
wait, I know. I wouldn't know where 95% of the stuff was
Right.
in amongst those papers. So why should, I'll say, Kim, do you have a copy of such
Mhm.
and such? And you'll produce one.
Right.
Thank you.
Kim, I need this piece of paper.
You.
All right.
Yep.
Kim, do you have
Okay.
any more business to come before us?
Nope, just making sure these are all 3 deed acceptance letters in it tomorrow at noon. If these folks don't come in, I'll do the actual deed process and then I'll need your signatures on the actual official form that we do.
We can have those ready for tomorrow night.
Okay, yeah. You're
Yeah.
meeting tomorrow night?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Perfect. That's right. I timed it that way.
Yep.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
All
We're good.
right. Joe, do you have anything more to come before us?
I have
Oh,
one little tidbit of information. I think the sooner we know, y'all know, the better. The commissioners at their meeting Monday night voted to make Civil War Park dog free. So a sign has been ordered and it will be put up.
I'll send a copy of that to the chief.
I let the chief know that was taking place.
does the state order that?
Pardon?
Did you order it from the state?
There were 2 or 3 places they were gonna look because they wanted a metal sign or
Mhm.
one of those real durable plastic signs. And I don't know where they finally found one. But it wasn't very costly.
What about
It's
that
pretty
back
standard.
fence, which we're now even more.
Oh, the
compelled
back
by?
fence will stay up. The park commissioners also voted to take Tim's suggestion and plant a hedgerow. So they, Rosa rugosas, juniper, they didn't like the buckthorn idea.
Oh, that sounds like a great idea. Buckthorn's a lovely plant.
But, and 3 or 4 others, and then Bob was gonna look into it further, so that'll stay up until the planting takes and matures.
No,
No, none of the A.
I donate one.
And no invasives, although they're beginning to think that Rosa rugosa is an invasive.
Mm.
Not the hedgerow, but Rosa rugosa. You see a lot of it down on the seacoast.
Would that
Yes, I
be
was going to
changing
say in
for
Gunkwit
those
they have
upright
it.
U's, will they change or?
The hue, Paul Rushlow will be trimming, and someone went in and did a real chop job on it. So he's, backed off a little bit because we don't want to stress it. And he will be trimming it back and
Any
managing it.
thoughts about moving that stone forward?
No, because as I said, they were going, it's where it was originally placed, and that hue is going to be managed.
And it will be,
It may be necessary depending, the type of shrubbery and stuff that they plant in there, because, you're probably talking about 5 or 6 feet, so it may be necessary to move it.
we'll see how it fits.
Yeah.
We're not going anywhere.
So, but I just thought you should know that was done.
Any more news on where Paul can park when he's doing the lawn?
He has a friend who owns a property across the street on the other side of Winter Street who is allowing him to park there.
For what?
Paul Rushlow Parks.
He was parking on the sidewalk and he was asked by the police very nicely to. He was allowed to finish that day, but he was asked if he could park somewhere else other than blocking the sidewalk because
The police got called.
they did get called. But after all, I mean, the kids will be back in school using
yeah,
that
soon.
sidewalk, so.
So,
All right. Joe, do you have anything for us? Joe?
there's tomorrow night, 5:00, Tilton Diner, the Tilton Northfield Rotary, and the Parks and Recreation or whatever it is. Chuck Drew said that it was somebody, not just the Rotary.
It's parks over in the Northfield Park Pines. Yep.
Okay. And it's a lovely park.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is.
We used to have pines there,
Mhm.
you know. Okay. That was for Scott Haskins. No, just big barbecue, big car show.
Oh, Kershaw.
Yeah, I didn't finish. I got distracted. That's gonna be nice.
That's it.
I was really asking you for the adjournment.
You had.
Pardon me?
I was really asking you for the adjournment.
Yeah, well, you asked me if it was my turn. And do you have anything further, Pat?
I always ask you that.
What night is that?
Tomorrow,
Oh,
5:00, Tilton Diner. Be there or be square.
Remember, he can't be here
That's
tomorrow
right.
night.
That's
We'll be,
why.
the rest of us will be
Yeah,
here.
I committed to that a long time ago.
They have
But I
good
do
car
have
shows.
one other thing in the end. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I like the car shows they have down there.
Yeah,
They have some nice rigs.
and I'm hopeful that Chuck is going to drum up a crowd. Got a lot of burgers and macaroni salads.
Coming up, Lars Anderson.
Oh.
I got to do I got an